whoever is here, it's just the right thing. Here we are. We're down to the bare bones. The art is off the wall, but we have our Christ candle, our prayer box. What more could we want here? Our beautiful mural. I'm so glad you all are here to say goodbye and to cross the threshold with us. That's what I put up the 1st of August. And oh my goodness, it flew through. It's gone. September is coming on us. And we're out of here this weekend. This is the last couple of days that we'll be here. And we did a release and renew this month. And we've done an incredible amount of work. And I'm just so proud of all of us. I want to thank each and every one of you. There's been a lot of hard work that's come on, and it's been wonderful. So we've moved so much. We've released so much. We've arranged so much. And you know what the miracle is? Yeah, have there been kerfuffles? Yes, but not many. Given the volume that we have gone through, it's really been amazing. It has. Well, just transition is in the air everywhere, not just here at Unity. I just believe it's everywhere. We're coming to closure here, and as I feel all of this transition, I do feel the power and the presence. Oh, silly thing. Do it. So we're at this threshold. The 1st of August, I said 2024 is an open door. Like I said, I had no idea how much that was going to mean. But we do feel the presence and the power. So let's say our opening statement together. Together, there is only one presence and power active in my life and in the universe. God, the good, the omnipotent. Well, the Daily Word, this is the 100th year of the Daily Word. And I know many of you in here take it very seriously every day. This week, I thought the words were just amazing. They really helped me. Relax, kindness, discover. Oh, what's there to discover? Protected, because I do feel safe as we go through this transition. And then yesterday was changes. Now I thought that was going to be the daily word today, which would have been pretty perfect, and I'm going to use it later. But today's word is wonderful too. Glory. Glory, glory, hallelujah. We may not be filled in here, but we're filled in spirit, and we're going to go out in glory. So Travis, would you come read the daily word and add to it for us?
Do I need a microphone?
Oh, it's right here.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Glory, glory, glory. All right, glory. I celebrate the glory of God in myself and others. Magnificence, radiance, and tremendous power. These are all inspiring qualities that describe the glory of God. Because I am a living expression of spirit, these glorious attributes are also part of my spiritual nature. In the peace of prayer, exquisite awareness of God's glory fills my mind and heart. Everyone is God's living expression, a reflection of divine glory, just as I am. Even when my limited human perception has not yet perceived it, my faith shows me this truth about every person I meet. As my awareness of glory within awakens, spiritual wisdom, understanding, and love teach me to cooperate with all who are seeking to build greater harmony, abundance, and compassion among all humankind and the world's creatures. Let us say together the affirmation. I celebrate the glory of God in myself and others.
Thank you. Whoops, got it. All right, so let me move this up a little bit, okay? So, glory. I had a really good memory about this. Back in 2008, when the keys were handed to me, and believe it or not, I had no experience running the board. I don't know if you remember that, Catherine, but they turned over the keys, the Quimby's were gone. What are we gonna do? Well, every Sunday, I would come in here early and open up the building, turn on the lights. Jeff Long would join me, and we'd sit here for about 15 minutes wondering, is anybody gonna show up? Even the speaker. We used to have Bernard Dozier from Memphis. He came in a lot. He would drive in the mornings. It was amazing, but always every Sunday worked. And we always began each Sunday service with Surely the Presence, that song. And but what I remember is when we'd get to this one line, there's a hush around us, I see glory in each face. And literally, I would sit up there. Now, Garnet and Doug had wing chairs up there, you may remember, and I would sit up there on that platform because I did what they did. And I would look at it, and I really would see the glory in each face, the light in each face, and so grateful that people did show up, and we had a service. And we went on and we got a minister then, and we went through that minister, and then we had James, and then, you know, we have had a storied past, and Betty goes back even farther than I. I'm so glad you came today to share about Tina, and we all know this big history, but nonetheless, there's glory in each face, each person. So, I'm not good at singing, but we're going to sing this song today. Now, it's funny, Garnet always had it a little bit more up tempo, but this is the best accompaniment that I could find. So I've got a piano accompaniment, and we're going to sing the song. Now, Garnet changed the words. These are unity words. I love it where it says, there's a holy truth within us that no error can replace. And this is, you know, this fits our community. And in fact, when they would start playing this song, you know, everybody would be in the community room grabbing coffee, and you'd hear the chords, the first chords, and you'd just come running in to the service. So this is kind of a special song, and I think it's fit that we sing it today. So here we go. All right. Travis, you're good at this. Brittany, voices. Voices are good. Here we go. Okay. Thank you all. I heard some good voices in the back. I'm finally recovered from COVID. I had that 3 weeks ago, but you know, But oh, that's such a beautiful song. So, we remember also not only our daily word, but our silent unity. And, you know, we're not taking much with us out the door, but we definitely will be taking that prayer box. And in fact, I made my own prayer box yesterday, because one thing we want to remember is that we have our own internal altars, and we have our own holy place. And this community, see, we don't need all the trappings. We're gonna be together, and that's really what counts. And yesterday I was in a wonderful workshop with Joy Caffrey, my good friend, and Travis was there, and we made these little holy containers for our altars. And I just knew, I said, okay, I've got to make a personal prayer box. Mine has a mirror in it so that I can look and see the glory in my face, the God within. And it has a little drawer. We may be doing this together here in the next month. I'll tell you more about that. But in silent unity, our prayers are prayed over 24/7, and you can call them, and it's just a wonderful service that we have that you should take advantage of. But for now, I'm going to call Travis to lead us in prayer.
Right. I haven't done this in a while, so you'll be patient with me. I'm going to have a moment of prayer. I want to invite everybody just to relax in your seat. Take a big, deep breath. Bring it in. Blow it out. Let's do that again. Just a big breath in. And blow it out. And as you relax, bring into your mind the idea that you are the divine, perfect expression of divine spirit. You are the perfection of divine spirit. And we recognize that the presence of God is everywhere. Everywhere around us, within us, among us, and within all people. And we recognize that I am one with this infinite intelligence that created the universe, that created all of life. I am one. I am in God. God is in me. And I realize that through the power of Spirit working in my life, in my karma, and in my destiny, I can and will do all that is mine to do. And I express the highest faith, hope, and confidence that I have the power and the strength and the wisdom to carry out what is mine to do. And I appreciate the support and the help I get along the way from my human helpers, as well as from my spiritual helpers, my guides and angels. And we give thanks to all of life for the support that it gives us in all ways. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Travis.
Where I am, God is. Where I stand, God is standing strong. Where I breathe, God is breathing life in and out and through me. Ask me where I sing, God is. Where I dance, joy lives among me. Where I live, beauty's flowing free. the faith in me. Where I cry, God is the comfort there. Where I seek, God is the answer. Here now, forever and ever and ever. Where I speak truth is, where I work, love is my career, and where I play, God is playing boldly, in and out and through me. As whether I am, where I stand, whether I play, where I work and breathe and move and feel, where I sing, where I dance, my dance, wherever I go. God is, life is, joy is, oh, God is.
Last Sunday, and I got to play exactly what I wanted to play. But that fit with your prayer so beautifully. Wherever I go, wherever I am, God is, and that is true for our community. It's going to be. So we're at the threshold. I talked a lot about the door at the 1st of August, but we're going to cross it today. And you know what? I put Travis on here with me, my good buddy from the pandemic. Travis and I and Linda Strickland, we were up here holding it together, figuring out Zoom, and here we still are. We're still standing. What a journey we've had here in August. So let's look a little bit here. Well, let's think about changes first. I just love this daily word. From the ticking of a clock to the movement of molecules. Life's always moving. Life is in a constant state of motion and adjustment. Yes, our little one back there is. Sometimes I feel unsettled and anxious when faced with shifting circumstances, consciously connecting with the eternal presence of God in prayer and meditation. That gives me the comfort and strength to let go of fear and anxiety and just accept what is. When I think of the transitions I've been through, stop a minute, think about y'all. Not this community, think about your own transitions. It's amazing. I remember how many led actually to positive experiences, even the ones that didn't become opportunities for growth. That awareness helps me when things break down or fall apart, and I'm called to rebuild and start anew. I move forward knowing my innate resiliency, and in unity we say joyful resilience. It's supporting me as I face the unknown with faith and courage. And that's what we've done these last few months, especially this month. So remember that Sunday we started off, now we did have a kerfuffle meeting, but we came back to it and we thought of the words that supported us, the beauty, the laughing, the welcome, the spiritual growth, the expansion, and even peace and self-care and healing. And so here are our wishes. May our enthusiastic membership thrive and grow regardless of place. May we provide spiritual growth and wellness. May we create a beautiful, comfortable place just to be Unity of Little Rock. And I think we're going to do that wherever we are, and I'll have more details about that in the announcements. What's next? At the 1st of August, I came up with a denial and an affirmation. So I deny the power of all those stories that say we will be diminished when we leave this building, or that we will not be able to make definite plans. I think we're making progress, y'all. I affirm that ULR is a joyfully resilient community that will thrive regardless of place. We are dreaming and manifesting our next adaptation and future step by step. So we had a ceremony. We dissolved a lot of things that we needed to let go of in water, and then we lit the candle and we went forth in radiance. So we did that. My God, we had the sail. Look at that. Where did the Christmas tree go? I don't know. I hope somebody got it. Actually, you took a lot of stuff off our hands, so we appreciate you. But we have, y'all, it's just amazing. We've got some books left, and we're going to work on that this week. A few things in the office. We have done it. Habitat has come. We've given to the Goodwill. We've sold. By the way, we made probably $1,400 to $1,500 off the sale, so that was really nice. We had a wonderful concert. Our last Sounds of Unity was here last Sunday, and it was marvelous. Common Roots sang along with Justin and Laura, and in fact, I've got a Common Roots song. They were really impressive. And look at this picture that Laura sent me. After Sounds of Unity, everyone goes into the community room and has, a songwriter sharing session. And because the community room was cleared out of so much stuff, look at how they filled that room. And that is a lesson for us. When you clear the space, you make room for something new. So anyway, I love that picture. So that brings us to what I'm going to give everyone the opportunity to share if they want to today. Transformation stories. Now, there are some transformation stories that are as dramatic as Paul on the road to Damascus. But then there's some transformations that are just, simple. And I'm going to just share a couple of them. One time I was praying with Linda Martella Whitsitt, who wrote the book, How to Pray Without Talking to God. And I love her idea of the movements of prayer. And so we were setting intentions, and I had been worried about giving talks here at Unity. Like, I am running out of ideas. And then I prayed and claimed the power of imagination, and there was just this shift, this sort of click. Oh my gosh, imagination is limitless. And I really touched into that. And I'm sure y'all have had little moments where you've clicked and you go, oh, I get it. Or there was a time when my son was being sued by some unreasonable clients with his contracting business, and it had gone on, really dragged out for 3 years. And together I prayed with Mitch that everyone would come to resolution. We didn't pray for outcome, we just prayed for resolution. And it happened. And Mitch called me later and said, Mom, I still had to pay, but I won. I won. And seeing that, sharing that with my son was amazing. And he's starting to get it. You know, it's like I'm dripping. We Unitics drip on people. And it's amazing that what can happen. And sorry, some good friends just walked in. And it's so good to see you. So good to see you. So that's the kind of stories, you know, that we have. Or I get a call with a diagnosis of cancer, and I just hear this voice, I've got you. It's okay. Just get the facts. And we've all had those stories. So now I want you all to be able to share some stories. And at first, I think Russ envisioned that you'd come up here and give a talk. Just stand and share. And it can be very simple. I will even talk you through it. I'm going to be like the teacher now. So, Travis, you want to begin with something? And you don't have to come up here. We'll come to you. And I'm going to let you take the mic.
Wow. This is so hard to believe, y'all, that we're in our last service at 2610 Reservoir. You know, I was thinking about this whenever I first started coming here. My daughter, who is with me today, was about the age of Everett, wherever he is running around here. Maybe she was about that age running around, and so it's been a few years. And, you know, transformation story. Gosh, I was thinking, you know, I did Joy's workshop yesterday, which was phenomenal. Incredible meditation process. And I got thinking about it. You know, when I came into Unity of Little Rock, I was coming out of the old Church of Christ background. And I had gotten into AA, was sober, you know, had some 12-step spirituality was coming in. And I was really, because, I mean, when I came out of the Church of Christ, I literally believed in heaven and hell. And I believed that if you were going to heaven, you had to be a member of the Church of Christ. Not just any Church of Christ. My particular sect of the Church of Christ believed that most of the other churches of Christ were going to hell too. Because, you know, they had things that we didn't approve.
That's a small heaven.
Yeah, it was like a very, very small box that they had put God in. So I walk into Unity, and I can remember the peace song and Doug McCartney walking down the aisle, and it was really cool. So let's contrast that now to 25 years, 29 years, 28 years later. Joy yesterday. She takes us to this meditation. And Joy has a thing with our ancestors. You know, I'm going back to my ancestors. So in my mind, I get this meditation, I go back, spirit remembering my incarnations. I don't think about my ancestors, I'm thinking about earlier lives. And I'm bringing it up to the present. And then I'm thinking about my sister, spirit meditating currently, who just passed away 2 years ago. And the messages I've been receiving from her. And then spirit envisioning that spiritual, that soul seed that is within each and every one of us that incarnates from one lifetime to the next. And I'm here to tell you today that I know that we are spiritual beings who incarnate from one lifetime to the next. And whatever we're experiencing in this realm of incarnation right now is temporary. And what I have learned, the transformation for me has been that spirit is infinite. And no matter what I know today, there's an infinite amount of knowledge that I still do not know. And that's a beautiful thought. I love the thought of thinking I am eternally ignorant. There is going to always be things I need to learn, things I need to study, things I need to grow into. That's what Unity Church has done for me. Thank you, sir.
Yes, come on.
Hello everyone, this is the first time I've walked into this place, and I can tell you I've been at Unity, part of Unity for 16 years, And this is the best energy I've ever felt at Unity. So, very happy to be here. My name is Jeanette Paxia, which means God's gift of peace, easy to remember. I'm a speaker, a coach, an author, and a reverend. I'm here to serve and help you guys. I have no idea what's happening or why you're changing buildings, but I tell you, I'm here to help and do whatever I can. I'm also a medium, and I'm very glad to be here today. I just feel at home, and I appreciate, I don't know, just walking in, just the spirit and energy here is good. And like I said, I've been part of many states, Unity in like 4 different states. So, and I've also spoken at many Unities. So I appreciate it, and thank you. I've transformed. I've been transforming since I've been at Unity. I transform every day. Every day I find something new. Every day I see something new. Just be open to the possibilities and follow your intuition.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'll be like Travis and say, wow. It's a good way to start, isn't it? You know, there's so much to think about, and I have thought about it a lot, because I've been here a few years, about what today would be like. And, you know, a certain part of me felt a distance from being attached to the building and the surroundings. And even though I know that Unity is you, it's everybody. And so, even though I almost was reluctant to come, honestly, because I didn't want to face those. I didn't want to face those feelings. But I knew that really the paradox is, yes, there's a big change in the building and moving and leaving and going somewhere else. And yet there's no change at all, really. I really feel this. There isn't a change. Not only is there isn't a change, but there's a great feeling to me personally, and I'm sure many of you, that we're growing. I've seen this growth in the last year or two. Even as we got into selling the building, I think there was even more, which was so odd, to me.
Yeah, new people
in
were
a
coming,
way.
yeah.
You'd think you'd be, back almost with COVID, where we had almost none, and I've seen much growth, much more anticipation, much more people, involved, much more love and caring and sharing within Unity than I've ever seen. I think I've been here since around 2000, for sure, and so it's been a minute. But I am very happy overall, because I think, as she said a minute ago, or maybe Travis said, when you make room,
Yes.
you make room for new things and new things to happen. And last of all, I would like to so deeply, beyond any words, almost, be able to thank the one person in particular that has brought us through so much, those of you that have been around for so long. And even though on occasion we have thanked her, I mean, it boggles the mind what Virginia's done for all this. Just one more thing. I also want to thank all the other people.
Oh, yeah, everyone.
Everyone, but in particular Travis as of late in particular, has done so much, and Chris and Angel, and I dare stop there because I'm sure I'll be leaving out many people, but, you know, especially in the
We're all in
past.
it together.
But all of you, I think you should get a big hand at the end. You know, as many of us have heard this week, instead of complaining and griping, do something. And these are the people that got up and did something.
Yeah, thanks.
All right? Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Yes. You want it? Yes.
I just want to say that I came here in 2011. I had gotten a job where it was just terrible, and I just needed something, and I saw advertised somewhere that there was a healing circle, and so I came that night and I met Chris, and I have never felt somebody that wanted to help me so much. And it kept me coming back and eventually to services. And I've never met such loving people. And so thank you all for your friendship and your kind words. And I know that unity will continue.
I had unity in my life before I even found this place. In 2014, I was going to college at 44, and things were a mess. I had to take the bus over to to the Pulaski Tech. But no matter what, every time on the bus, I would see this lady, always laughing, always smiling, and always cheering. I started looking for her.
Okay.
And I would say, my connection, but it's going to be a good day if I saw her. And years later, well, actually around that same time, I read the book, You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. And she had suggested that you take up painting and find the nearest unity. And so I was looking, but it'd be 4 years. The first time I decided to come here, I thought I was going to walk from Cantrell to Reservoir. Yeah, it was a hot July, and I turned around and I was like, oh man, I need to just ask for a ride. So I got a ride, and I came back, and when I walked in, I was like, oh my God. But then I saw that lady. That lady. She gave me unity long before I even got here. And each and every person has given me love. Brain has shown me how to paint. It's the only thing that's been consistent in my life through ups and downs is my painting class and the love I receive from each and every person at Unity. And I know that if Unity was with me before I was there, it's always going to be there. And God bless the people that are looking for unity now, that they find us. Thank you.
Well, I want to say unity is in our hearts. It's not the building, it's the people. Back in April, I had asked Pam to come help me do some yard work. And she came to my house. Well, while we were sitting there, she was asking me some questions, and I found I couldn't form words. She immediately looked at me and said, "You're having a stroke. I'm calling the ambulance." And she did, and next thing I knew, I'm at the hospital in the emergency room, being taken care of, all because of Pam and her actions. And she made sure my son was aware of what was going on. And wasn't much later, Russ came and spent the entire day there with me in the emergency room. So the next day, they were back at the hospital with me. So, although we were not in church, Unity was there with me.
Yes.
The entire time. I'm happy to report I'm fine, no problems from the minor stroke, but I'm so grateful to Unity and the people. Thank you.
Here's our chief meditator, Chris.
Hello, you beautiful people. It's so good to see. Some of you I haven't seen for a while, and so it's even more special. I want to start with a little ode to the building because I can't help it, and it seems to be what's going on among other things. Since I started coming in the early 2000s, this has been a steady influence, a steady place. I've lived in different places. I've had relationships come and go. I've had physical challenges. And this is just, I love the light, the way it comes into this building. Or if you haven't been in here in a night when there's a thunderstorm pouring on the roof, I'm sorry you missed that. I have to say that it's going to be on Wednesday morning about 2 a.m. is when we're decided to come in and take the mural down and take it with us. Don't show up. I'm kidding. But Jeannie told me to talk about something that was kind of living the teaching and everything. And so I decided to just briefly go into a certain journey I had. As you know, I'm pretty involved in the Oneness Blessing, Oneness movement. And I wanted to go to a brand new special program in India. But I not only didn't have the money, I wasn't physically well enough to go. About 7 or 8 years ago, I started walking with a painless limp. Didn't hurt a bit. I couldn't stop it. I thought about it, I worked on it, I played with it, it didn't matter. I just had a painless limp. And it got worse, and things started happening. And it took me a while to figure out, no, I'm not just getting old. There is that, of course. But I was having a problem beyond that. And so the doctor, I finally went to a neurologist. It took me a long time to just get in. And found out that I had Parkinson's. And so didn't really have the health to go to this new experience in India, which was a 4-week event. I applied to go 3 or 4 times, and they said, sure, come on, but I realized I wasn't well enough yet. So through meditation and prayer and blessings and maintaining an attitude, it took someone to tell me, you can make it, you can go. One of my friends in Oneness. And eventually I did go. If you've been to India, just the trip there can be pretty daunting. Probably from here it's usually 30, 35 hours of straight travel time, which wouldn't be so bad if you could sleep on the plane. I get about, a couple of short naps on the plane. I was able to go. I'm not going to say it was easy. It was a course where we were there 12, 13, 14 hours in a day. And I won't say that I got everything I would have gotten out of it if I'd been healthy, but it changed my life in a beautiful way. And since then, I've become more healthy, physically, mentally, and spiritually. And so I had tremendous support there, as I feel supported here. And thank you. I know some of you realize what a journey it was, because I went from barely being able to get out of a couch, with considerable effort, to being able to easily get up from the floor without any problem. I went from not being able to tie my shoes, barely I could, to it's just like it's supposed to be. It's very natural, you know, I don't have to think about it, I just get tied. But that's the level of change that I've experienced with a little bit of medical help and some specific exercises. So anyway, I don't want to carry on any longer, but thank you. It's so beautiful to see you here. Wow.
Yeah, healing stories don't always have, you know, we have to just trust whatever's coming our way with that. It's, yeah. So,
Well, I think, I'm Judy, and I've been coming to this Unity since 2008. I've attended Unity in Florida and Mexico, and I really started out at Houston Unity where Howard Caesar was. And I'm very committed to the Unity message and principles, but most of all, I want to say thank you to the wonderful people in this church. And I'll probably start crying now, because it seems like I can't drive by here or look up there. And that lady, I don't know you, the pretty lady with the blue, you're right about the energy. That this place, I'm telling you, I've been in many Unities, and this place is sacred. And this is one of the reasons why I'm having such a hard time. I understand that we need to do this. I understand that. And I support the people here in Unity Church in Little Rock. It is breaking my heart to leave this place. It's a holy place. It's a sacred and holy place. And the people here, I mean, all of you, I mean, I see so many faces out there with so many memories. And I can't name everybody and all the memories, because then Jenny will get mad at me. But Gail knows. I mean, I remember when Mick and Gail and I planted tulips out front. Brian, I went to her astrology class, and oh, Betty's the very first friend that I made in Little Rock, and we've had so many experiences together. Anyway, I could just go on and on, but I love this church. I love the people in it, and I hope it will go forward with every blessing. Thank you, Judy.
I'm Joy from Fayetteville, and I've come here over the years for about 20 years, and this community has welcomed me so beautifully, and I just see so many faces, and I know how attached you are to the building, but you are Unity, and I'm just so grateful for all of my experiences with you. I'm going to tell you the beginning of a transformation story that happened on Thursday night when I arrived. Usually when I come, I stay with Jeannie, and I'm constantly doing my own inner work. And I had the most beautiful waking dream of me holding an infant baby, and it was so visceral and so beautiful. And I know I'm doing a lot of my own inner work and healing myself, but holding that baby and feeling an immense love for myself, that compassion. And even though I've done that work before and thought about it, this is the first time I just felt it so viscerally. And I know as being in Jeannie's home and all of that she embodies with that opening to healing and transformation, and I'm offering that as just a birthing for you guys in a new way of whatever it looks like. Like I so trust, you know, and you have constantly new people who are coming in and saying, I want to be a part of this. And so just trust your blooming.
Trust the blooming.
Yeah. I'm just so grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to keep Joy in our community and hope that she comes back wherever we land. Betty. Okay.
You know, Unity, I'm the oldest person in this building. I've been here since Earl Anderson was here. Maybe Gail, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not going to say my age, but you know, I started here when Earl Anderson was here. The minute I walked in, I said, "Oh, I belong here. These are my people. Where have these people been since all my life?" So, you know, I immediately attached to the daily word. I'm a word person, so, you know, I traveled along, and then 31 years ago, I was suddenly diagnosed with ovarian cancer, much to my surprise, because I already ate brown rice and tofu and exercised every day, and you know, I wasn't supposed to have cancer. And so I immediately thought, I'm not going to do chemotherapy. I mean, it was big, it was spread. I wasn't overweight, but it was something that happened. Anyway, I had I had surgery to debulk it, and the surgeon said, and I won't go into that, but were reasons. He said, I can't get it all out. So I wasn't going to do chemo, I knew that. And I had absolute faith that I would find an alternative. We hardly knew the word alternative 31 years ago. Alternative medicine had not become a real thing. And after surgery, every morning I got up and sat down early by the window in the living room and communed and read my daily word and thought about Myrtle Fillmore. And I knew that the biggest thing I had to do was in my own mind. And I had Myrtle, as Jeannie just said earlier, Myrtle as a model. But anyway, I found an alternative. I couldn't locate a doctor that did alternative treatment. And I wasn't going to do chemo because I felt like I would just be putting poison into an already poisoned body. And so for 2 months, I held out against raging medical people. I literally mean raging at me to have chemo. And I kept, every morning, I'm sitting there with my daily word and thinking, you know, and I'm communing, I'm listening, I'm praying, I'm meditating for an answer. And then finally, 2 months and 1 week, so it was 31 years ago in September. Next month will be 31 years. I was sitting there, and so I had surgery the last week of September. This was the first week of December. And so I said, okay, I was praying, meditating, and I said, okay, God, if this is it, okay. If this is it, I will do chemo. I guess that's what it is. We didn't have the internet, and we searched libraries, and my daughters searched libraries, and almost nobody except my daughters believed in what I was doing. Anyway, I finally just squalled that morning. I just said, okay, I give up. I give up. I guess the answer is you're telling me I should do chemo. And it literally was like a thunderstorm hit my body, and I just sobbed and cried. I squalled. And when it was over, I was relaxed, and I blew my nose and wiped my eyes and just sitting there, and all of a sudden through my mind just drifted this image of the front of a health magazine, and this just drifted into my mind. I was sitting there and thinking about it, and I thought, oh, this was a blonde-headed woman that had cancer, all over her body, and she did something. Anyway, I got up from my chair and walked over like this to, I have books and magazines all over my house, and pulled a magazine out, and it was this magazine, and it was a March issue. This was December. So it was rather an unexpected miracle. I mean, at the moment, it didn't seem like a miracle. It seemed like it should be. And there it was, this woman, and the stories about her, and she had breast cancer, brain cancer, lung cancer, every kind of cancer, and she'd gone to a doctor in New York City, done a natural medicine event, and process. And the stories about her, not about the doctor. She was from Colorado Springs, and right down at the bottom of the article was who the doctor was. But that was all that was about him. So I read it, I said, oh, this is it, she did. She's talking about the program I'm looking for. So I said, thank you, God. And I got up and went to the telephone. In those days, you could call information. And so I called information for her name. And they said, well, I think it was, and honestly, I don't remember, it was something like Smith. Her husband was like Bill Smith. Anyway, I told the operator, just start at the beginning of the Smith. And it was the first call, and she answered. And it was very early in Colorado. And she said, I'd be glad to talk with you. I have 2 little boys. I've got to get up and get to school. It's really early here. I'll call you later today.
So
I knew. And so that was it. And so this was, I knew that this was a God thing. I mean, I knew this was a God thing. All this time I'm holding my daily word. I believe in daily word. And so that started it. I'm here. I visualized, I started the program. It was a physical program. It had nothing to do with your mind, but I knew I visualized. I copied Myrtle. Myrtle was my model. I went to Unity Village later. Anyway, I was free and clear. I had to have a doctor in Little Rock to send blood tests and things, blood work to New York. I had several CAT scans in that time. In 10 months, I was clear. I was clear of cancer. Thank you, Mother. Thank you, Unity. I love Unity.
thank you, Jenny. Vondra, I'm so glad you're here.
I was thinking about all the people that have been in here. I haven't been over here for a long time. I'm usually out of town, but when I started coming here, it was about 2 years after I'd had a really bad car accident that had reduced me to what my doctor called moron level, and I had to rebuild my brain, and thank God for neuroplasticity. And I started coming here for the oneness blessing with Chris, and it became so essential that my husband wasn't a churchgoer. He wouldn't come, he wasn't interested. And finally, after, I don't know, it must have been about 3 months that I would have been going, he said he wanted to go with me, and you could have knocked me over with a feather. And I was like, why? He goes, because I see the change it's had in you. And so he started coming with me. And his last night on this planet, he came to Oneness Blessing and came home crying. He was so happy with his life and where he was at, and so that was good. But I think of Unity in this building. I have met more people than I have met in my adult life that I have been able to befriend and spend time with, that I have watched them change, grow, transform. I've seen them pull together, to paint the fence out back, to do the mural with all of the beauty, to paint the inside walls, take out the bed, there's all kinds of things.
The lighting, yeah.
It's been a journey in the building, but the building isn't the Unity. I went to, what's it called, the SEED program? In Dallas. I got to go with Grayson, Jeannie, Russ, and I was so frustrated with the classes. I felt like I've tried this, I don't get this at this level, but they offered the classes out of order, and I took the 4th class of the Unity
metaphysics,
thing, and, with Hasselbeck. And my whole life changed. Like the stuff that I learned in that about drawing from, don't try to draw from here where this table is made into a whole table. Draw from the universe above, and don't be real particular about stuff. Just let it be known what it is that you need, and let go, and let God, and let it come in however God shows up for you. And that adjacent possibility changed my life. Financially, I had been homeless for a number of my adult years, and I have kept a home that everybody thought I would lose. And I've done a job that I absolutely love, and I have friends that I still talk to. I talk to Betty once a year religiously. I talk to Jeannie. We do. The community and the camaraderie that this building has brought together is something that's tough to find in these days, with everybody being on the internet and in their houses and COVID. I won't miss the building because the building is the thing. The building is transient, just like all of us are. It's what we gave to it while we were here. And there's new energy and new beginnings. There's growth and belief in trying something new and things that we could never have established or done.
Yes.
Here, we will be able to do going forward elsewhere. And I think of Unity when Jim's funeral was here, and I stood here and sang for him, and everybody showed up. There's been a lot of endings for me in this building, and a lot of very stumbling beginnings where I had no earthly idea, how can I do this? I didn't know. I literally kept breaking my ankles. I couldn't stand on my own 2 feet. And throughout it all, this building was here. And singing with Tam, and singing, when I needed to voice that, and having a place to go and do that, it really meant the world to me. So I think that there's been a lot of transformation in this building, and this is one more transformation. This building wants to be something else and needs to move forward, and we need to move into the energy of something else and, deal with the grief that comes up and hit the ground running.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Okay, yay, one more.
Was probably, I love you all so much. And this, you're right, it's the energy and the spirit here that counts. And y'all have been for me when my daughter died suddenly, and my son took his life, and I felt so much support. I came to Unity partly because my friend Dory Gates was such an inspiration, because the message that she gave me and that Unity gives me is that I want to see Christ in everyone's face. And there are undesirable people out there. It's hard for me to see Christ in their face. But I know with God's will, I'm going to make some tiny steps and I'll get there. And that's my goal. And I may be working on it when they carry me out. But that's what I want to do. And that's what you all do. And I see Christ in your faces. And I can feel Him when I'm in my heart, when you all are around. And Unity is, to me, is the prayer. The light of God surrounds me. Come on, say it with me, y'all. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. And the presence of God watches over me. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
It's got to be quick.
I really use the Unity prayer line. I still do.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to add that for the unity prayer line it was so important to me at that period in my life, and it still is, but it was such a help.
It is there constantly. It's definitely worth calling. I didn't know we had so many ministers in this room, so y'all preach it. Vondra, thank you so much. I loved your summary. I kept thinking, mind, idea, expression. That's what you're talking about, and that is at the core of our beliefs. So, but do you want some more of this? Do you want to share it? Okay, that's what we're going to walk out the door and do. Now, we're really, I said at the beginning of August, we're between the no longer and the not yet. Y'all, we are getting out of the between stage. We are going to cross the threshold, and it's starting to materialize. It's starting to manifest the not yet. So we're there. Our affirmation is we honor our grief, our celebrations, our personal transformations, and the changes in the community. And together, we heal, grow, and renew our spirit of unity and love. Now, what I want to close with is, so here's what's going to happen. Wait, let me get this off. There we go. So the meditation today is going to be a poem and a song, okay? And then I am going to go ahead and do the announcements real quick. But what we're going to do is we're going to walk out the door and around, and we're going to end up in the garden, and we're going to sing the peace song together. We're literally going to cross the threshold, okay? So, this is a beautiful poem by Jan Richardson. So just for a moment, there's so much energy in this room, but let's settle for a minute. Take some deep breaths. And just listen to these beautiful words. This is blessing the door. First, let us say a blessing upon all who have entered here before. You can see the sign of their passage by the worn place where their hand rested on the doorframe as they walked through the smooth sill of the threshold where they crossed. Press your ear to the door for a moment before you enter, and you will hear their voices murmuring words you cannot quite make out, but you know they're full of welcome. On the other side, these ones who wait for you, if you do not know by now, understand what a blessing can do and how it appears like nothing you expected, how it arrives as a visitor, an outrageous invitation, a child, how it takes the form of an angel or a dream, how it comes in words like, how can this be? Or lift it up, or how it sounds like, in the wilderness, prepare the way. Those who wait for you know how the mark of a true blessing is that it will take you where you did not think to go. Once through this door, there will be more. More doors, more blessings, more who watch and wait for you. But here, at this door of beginning, the blessing cannot be said without you. Say the thing that you most need, and the door will open wide. And by this word, the door is blessed. And by this word, the blessing is begun, from which, door by door, all the rest will come.
Well, thank you.
Okay, Now, I thought it'd be more appropriate I literally want to go out that door. However, if you don't want to walk that far, if Travis, if you'll put the pin in, you can walk out the back. But for now, let's walk to the garden. And here we go. Let's cross the threshold.